Hello everybody, it's JR23 here with a friend of mine.
Ben, I'm Bencobb, aka Bencobb99. I'm guessing Jay will probably put my channel in the description below.
Yeah.
Let's today we are going to be reviewing a film directed by Rob Reiner in 1986. It is Stand By Me.
Yep, based on the book The Body by Stephen King. Stars.
It's a really good book.
Yeah, I haven't read it. It stars Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, and Kiefer Sutherland. Those are the main actors in the movie. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you know the story. It's about a few kids. They go and find a dead body, and then they run into some trouble with Kiefer Sutherland, who's the biggest jackass in the movie. He is.
You know, like, Kiefer Sutherland, like, I like him in some things. Like, I like him in Stand By Me, and he was good in The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
But, like, I hate his performances in, like, 24.
You didn't like him in 24?
I hate 24.
Really?
I can't stand 24, yeah.
I haven't watched it.
I tried watching it, oh, God. Something about it. I just don't like it.
I personally haven't watched it. But yeah. This is one of my favorite films of all time, and Ben said the same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As I was saying, I was saying earlier to Jay about how Stand By Me is just one of my all-time favorite films.
I asked him. I say to him, you know, if you could pick one movie that as your favorite movie, if a guy put a gun to your head and said, "Give me an answer to what your favorite movie is," also blow your brains out. Or whatever, he said
it was a bit drastic.
Yes, it was, but it was from Jeremy Johns, one of my favorite movie reviewers. He said that. Something like that.
Is he the guy who always has the red backgrounds?
Yes,
I've only seen a few of his, yeah.
That's him. He's funny. But yeah, this movie, for me, I describe it as heartfelt. It's a great movie with themes about friendship, but it's also...
It's a bit weird, like, it's kind of like Forrest Gump. It's got everything in one. It's like got so many different. It's got like, hell, it's even got a bit of action. I mean,
there's some adventure.
It's not like normal action movie. Like,
no, it ain't about like 4 12-year-old kids who go and they have gunfights with Kiefer Sutherland or nothing. No, they go to find this dead body, but it really isn't about the dead body. It is about the chemistry between these 4 kids, and that's what I like about it so much, is that you follow these kids, and this is a real depiction of kids. In this movie, they don't go on, like, Disney Channel kids, "Oh, darn you, poop head." They go, "Oh, what the fuck, asshole."
You know, actually, Rob Reiner got it down to a T, and that's what I love about Rob Reiner. He just directs, like, I love Misery. I personally haven't seen This Is Spinal Tap. That's
This Is Spinal Tap, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that. That's supposed to be quite good.
No, he didn't do Shawshank Redemption. That was Frank Darabont.
He's the same guy that did Green Mile, which is another fantastic
And then,
film.
I haven't seen My Own Private Idaho with Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix again. But, Point Across, he's a great director. This is probably his best movie.
Next to this Misery, which I've also read the book of, because I'm an absolutely huge fan of Stephen King.
Yes, Stephen
King. And you know
King.
how you were saying earlier about how it's not always about the body?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, the book, like, quite obviously named The Body, the book focuses a lot more on the fact that they're finding a body, rather than the chemistry between the kids.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to capture in a book the real chemistry between
because just reading lines about kids talking to each other, it works better in a movie. And I think the best scenes in the movie, my 2 favorite scenes are the train scene and the story about Lardass.
Oh, the Lardass. I love the bit with it's a bit cliche, but like I love the bit with the deer. When he's just looking at the deer and he's saying how he never told any of his friends about the deer. I love that bit. Yeah.
I love how Jerry O'Connell is like the big fat kid. You don't think he'll ever get laid, but then he grows up and he's in Scream 2 and he marries Rebecca Romaine. I think
he lost so much weight.
Yeah.
He looks complete. You can tell. You can still. The thing is though, like since he played a role like this, all you can really picture now is Jerry O'Connell. He's that fat kid on Stand By Me.
Yeah, that fat kid from Stand By Me married Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah.
And Rebecca Romaine is hot. Anyway, back to the movie. Who do you think is the best character? Like, and who do you think you could see yourself as the most? Like, I would see myself as more like a Will Wheaton.
You see, it's funny because I was actually going to say I was Will Wheaton too.
Yeah, that's me.
I mean, I don't know. It's just like, I know it focuses more on Will Wheaton, but like, I don't see myself as Jerry O'Connell or anyone. It is just Will Wheaton.
My cousin,
such a relatable character.
My cousin Colton's Colton's definitely the Vern. My cousin, yeah, I could see him as that. Yeah, but the main the chemistry. I have a friend
that looks exactly like Corey Feldman.
Yeah. I think the best chemistry in the movie is definitely between Will Wheaton and Chris Chambers, River Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially like when they're talking about when I think Will Wheaton's saying screw school and stuff, and then like River Phoenix is all like he's just saying like don't say that you're really smart and stuff. I just think
it's like that's a real friend. Like, we all have that friend that inspires us and we're very close to. And it's so sad how when he's reading the paper at the beginning of the movie and all, it's so heartfelt, and that's what I like so much.
The ending, it really gets to is the ending of this film because it's almost like you realize you've spent the entire movie with this group of 4 kids.
Yeah, and then you just realize
that they never speak to each other again after that moment, and it's just you're just like, you want it to be a good ending.
You realize the reality of what happens.
Like I was about to say, it's reality though, because you're always going to lose friends, because you're never going to stick with the same friends. Like exactly. I'm probably not going to be the same.
And
I'm not going to have the same friends as I am in, let's say, about maybe 10 years. You know.
Yeah, my friends from first grade are not the same friends I have in
I've completely like
ninth grade.
I had someone who he's like my best friend. I had 2 people, like one person. I'm not gonna like name them, because
my only 2 friends I've been friends with for a very long time are Willie and Jack, and you know them. I know you do, and then the audience.
It's funny though because like I haven't actually got like my two main like best friends, right, that I had then. I don't keep in contact with. I see one of them, but I just can't really bring myself to talk to them again. Not only that, it's just it's a lot more personal. I think it's
I know what you mean. And I think that's what this movie captures so well is that you feel so close to them. You feel like you're actually with these kids a lot because there's some simple parts where they're just singing Lollipop and telling stories in the dark, and it feels like it's all in real time and you're actually there.
It's funny you say that because I love the soundtrack to this. I just love 50s music. There's something about that I really like.
Lollipop, oh, lollipop,
lollipop. Everything about this movie. It's one of those movies I can watch over and over again and never get bored with.
And it's not even like an extremely exciting movie. Yeah. It's just a simple little movie.
I can't help but, compare it to The Breakfast Club because not really. It's The Breakfast Club is obviously it's about a group of people, and all they do through that entire movie is talk.
But it's so never much chemistry. Boring. Yeah.
It doesn't need actually. Like I made a review about it on my channel.
Yeah.
There's so much. There's no action. There's no like overuse of CGI or like big special effects.
No,
people talking.
There's just proof right there that you don't need that to make a good story.
And I think films today lack that. I haven't seen a lot of movies. Have you ever seen 12 Angry Men?
Yeah.
They remade it, but it wasn't as good. I think it was 1997. Yeah, and remakes are never always good. Oh my god,
if they ever
remake,
if they ever remake Stand By Me, it won't be as good as this one. Because
you know what? I feel that like there is very rarely good remakes, and I know lots of people love the Carrie remake, but it'll never quite be as good as like let's say the 1976 version or the book.
because that Brian De Palma's stamp of the slow motion to add to the intensity. You can't just copy that just because it's new with
on the end of Carrie. I'm not giving away anything, but like when it has the two cross shots and there's like the two shots of like when there's just like the prom scene, the famous prom scene. It's so like they're so easy to pull off. It's so easy to do that effect, but it's so memorable and like it gets stuck in your head. And you know what? You know, you were saying that, like, a lot, well, not you were saying, like, loads of people say that the book was always better than the film.
Yeah.
Technically, Stand By Me is a novella, which just means a short story. It was like a short story. I've actually got the book. It's called Different Seasons. And it's got Shawshank Redemption in there, too. And Apt People in the Breathing Method. But that two other Apt People was actually remade. But it's the only thing where I can say that the movie adaptation is way better than the book.
Yeah, I would say that for Stand By Me, because it doesn't focus on the body. They use it as a plot device to get these kids together to have a very entertaining adventure, because you like these kids. These kids are funny, relatable. And Gordy is a very depthful... All of them have a lot of depth, except maybe Vern. I mean, he was kind of used for comic relief.
Like, I mean, Vern, he has a lot of depth, but then Vern is kind of like the comic relief of this film.
And,
even if he's not doing anything bad, it's like when he, it's Vern, he's like the fat kid who you just like to laugh at, you know?
Yeah, but River Phoenix, with his parents at home, Gordy with his brother dying, and Teddy with his conflictions with his father and everything.
Yeah.
And then what does Vern have? I mean... He gets threatened to get his...
I mean, I suppose, like, his brother's part of the gang, and I kind of... yeah, but, like, he still... If there was no Vern, it still wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't work, because it wouldn't work without Vern, because he was the one who told them about this dead body thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he does learn to have more courage, though. Like, you can imagine, like, after this whole experience with these older people, like Kiefer Sutherland, who was very good in this movie, actually, with his gang. They were jerks. They were very...
I hated that. Oh my god. Kiefer Sutherland is a dick in most things that he's in.
He's good.
Good performance.
He's good at being a dick, yeah. That's one thing you can say
I loved it when Will Wheaton pulled the gun out on
You're not gonna shoot me. Suck my fat one, you cheap dime store hood. That's a great line.
So
that's a classic scene.
And as I was saying before, like, the actors... I heard, like, Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, and Corey Feldman were all 12 going on 13, as it is in the film. However, Vern, it says in the film that he was 12 going on 13. However, he was actually only 10 or 11. I think he was, like, 10 years old.
Yeah, his voice, I noticed his voice was a little higher pitched, because, like, Corey Feldman was like this, come on, Train! And then Vern was just like, come on, Train!
No, it's like, he was a lot younger, but then again... Like, I was watching a really good documentary, and it was like, Vern was a lot younger, so when he was, like, when he was cast in a role where he'd be swearing a lot, he was, like, he was, like, saying to his mom, like, oh, can I say this? And she's like, yes, you can say it. Like, ooh, like that, so, yeah. That's what I find good about it.
Yeah, I mean, just the behind-the-scenes stuff can even be more interesting in some movies.
Did you know as well, during the train scene?
Yeah.
Well, Rob Reiner, they were genuinely scared because, like, they weren't doing that right. They were kept on messing up, and they weren't getting it right, and they didn't look scared. So Rob Reiner deliberately got really angry at them, took them at the back, and just shouted at them, and literally made all 4 of them cry their eyes out. Especially Jerry O'Connell, because he was a lot younger. He was just crying his eyes out, and so that when they shot the scene, they were genuinely scared.
Yeah, so, something Corey Feldman had said was that he wished he didn't do all these movies when he was a kid, because he missed out on his childhood, and when he had his own kid, he made sure he wouldn't put him in that life, because he wanted to see his own kid have a childhood.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose, like, Will Wheaton, what was good about Will Wheaton is that, he may have missed his childhood, but he had a good acting career, and I think it was after Star Trek.
Yeah, Next Generation.
And he stopped. He had enough money. He was absolutely set.
Yeah, he was set for
Will Wheaton is a true geek. He is like everything geeky.
Yeah.
And he sometimes comes to like cons and stuff. He's like Comic Con. He's at Comic Con and stuff.
Yeah. It's a shame that River Phoenix died, because he was a great actor. He's better than his brother, Joaquin.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. River Phoenix was a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
He's great in this. I preferred him. I think he became a bit obnoxious in his films. I suppose that was just his character.
Yeah, I mean,
even in this, he's a bit obnoxious, but you can tell he's lighthearted, but he's just
Yeah, like in Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade in the beginning, where he was young Indiana Jones. I think that was perfect. But yeah, back to Stand By Me. I think should we wrap this up perhaps?
Yeah, I suppose we've talked a lot about the characters. Because on the storyline, there isn't much because the storyline is focusing about the characters.
Yeah, it's a very character-driven movie. So if you don't like character-driven movies, still watch it because it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's kind of the movie that got me into character-driven stories.
Yeah, like I think Matthew was telling us. Matthew shows quite a lot of good films. He showed us a lot of character-driven ones, like. He told us about Stand By Me, 12 Angry Men, which isn't exactly character-driven, but it is just them talking, but you're on the edge of your seat the entire time.
Yeah.
And obviously The Breakfast Club, he told us about that. Now, I saw that and I just knew I had to do a review.
Superbad is even a good example, because that's a dumb, raunchy comedy, but it's also about the friendship between Michael Cera and Jonah Hill.
Yeah, I like Superbad. But I like it. I watch it at like sleepovers and like when I'm over at a friend's house because you have to kind of watch it with a friend.
Yeah.
But if you don't, it's just it just doesn't seem as fun. That's the whole point about watching Superbad, and that's what I like about watching.
Yeah.
I just like fun films and films that you enjoy watching. You just feel good about.
I think Stand By Me. Yeah, Stand By Me is a very good feeling movie.
Rob Reiner has so much diversity, like Misery.
Yeah.
It's not really like heartfelt movie to watch. It's and a lot of scenes are quite hard to watch when she breaks his legs. That's quite hard to watch. But and obviously did the documentary, kind of like fake documentary. This is Spinal Tap. It just shows how much diversity.
Spinal Tap was that was funny.
Fun movie. I haven't actually seen it. I've just heard a lot about it. So yeah.
So I think it's obvious that Ben and I are going to give Stand By Me 10 out of 10, 5 stars, 100%, A+, whatever you can give it. Give it a perfect score. So thank you for watching this review. I really hope you enjoyed our little discussion about this movie.
Hopefully we'll have a few more because this was quite cool.
Yeah, this was pretty cool to do. Obviously, it's not as obnoxious as my movie discussions with Cole and David, but hey, that's
this is completely unscripted too. We're just
we just talk off the top of our heads. Talk off the top of our heads. Yeah, I worded it right. Yeah, and so yeah. See you later, YouTube. Yeah, what's your send off, Ben? I don't really have one.
Well, guys, normally on my videos I usually say, right, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Bencobb99, and please stay tuned. That's usually just what I say.
All right.
Well, this has been Duo R2E3.
Yes. So long.